Okay, guys, we got a pretty goofy story here. I live in Texas. A couple weeks ago, the state froze, and we were not very much not ready for it. So the governor of this place that I live in, they're like, hey, dude. People start to think, hey, dude, seems like you guys are incompetent. So he went like this. You don't have to wear masks anymore. You don't have to wear masks anymore. People are like, what were we just talking about? What were we just talking about? I think I was pissed off. No. Everything's fine. You could cough into the face of a Chick-fil-A employee now. Okay. Thank you. Well, thank you. So, yeah, I don't even really know how to describe these people sometimes. So this odd guy who worked for the government and somehow became governor, Greg Abbott, this is a weird guy. I'll read you more about him, but he is an odd bird, this guy. He's a little bit of a... So I'll read this to you. Texas executive order reopens Texas businesses to 100% capacity and lifts mask mandate. You know, these people kind of have to pretend. I don't know why, but they still kind of pretend like these weekly papers and stuff. They're like, so he's lifting this mask mandate. And just as a reminder, a couple weeks ago, the government completely failed and the state froze and a bunch of people died and were hurt. You can put those together. We're just saying that. I mean, why not just say like, oh yeah, this guy's an idiot. That's how papers should be. Like in a perfect world, you would pick up the paper and it would be local idiot Greg Abbott acts like an idiot. End of story. And you're like, okay, I think I get the gist. So let's open back up. We're going to open back up. Just to let you know, just to give you some numbers here. As of today, and this is today, less than 13% of Texans have received at least one dose of the vaccine. So let's open up. We're ready. I got my coughs. I've been saving up coughs for a year. And I need that face unmasked to to cough right into it when I go to the supermarket. I see an employee, he's stocking up some Goya beans. I walk over there and I'm gonna hack some of that goo right into his face, because that's freedom. That's what I call that the taste of freedom. Thank you. Less than 7% have been fully inoculated, according to the New York Times interactive map. Texas ranks 48th in the country. Again, we're in a post-Onion world. Texas ranks 48th in the country. I don't know if you guys are familiar with how many states there are. I don't know. In the country for administered vaccine doses, and will now be the most populous state without a mask mandate. Currently, hospitality workers and grocery store employees are not specifically designated as qualified to receive the vaccine. Hey, idiot, why did you guys fail so bad on the freeze situation? Well, what are you idiots doing over there? You don't have to wear a mask. You don't have to wear a mask. You don't have to wear a mask anymore. This kind of reminds me, this is the first thing I think of, is when I was in high school, I was at my friend's house and he had like a really younger brother, like a, 6-year-old brother. And this kid was doing some really bad crap, this kid. Like he got into something where his mom just like went off queen on this kid. He must have done something really bad, like soiled the carpet or something. But so he gets yelled at, just torn. His mom just totally tore him a new. And so he goes to his room. He's clearly like, he's feeling horrible. He like cowers out of his room and he's holding a piece of paper and he holds it up to his mom. And we're watching all this happen. And he goes, I drew a picture of Jesus. Like that was his logic of how he was going to get out of this trouble, how he was going to get back into the good graces of the people who provide him with food and shelter and safety was, look, I'm a benevolent, I'm a good boy. That's like exactly the same vibe I get from these guys. The same thing's going on with Ted Cruz too, where they're just like, they're like tap dancing around. Look, we both drew pictures of Jesus. So I just wanted to give you a fun little example of this kind of trying to maintain some sort of unbiased vibe from these weeklies and papers in Texas. Effectively, this means that restaurants, so they're talking about this guy like lifting the mask mandates and all this stuff. And hey, pack restaurants also. Effectively, this means that restaurants, for example, can still require masks, social distancing, and reduce capacity, but they will not be backed by legal enforcement of such restrictions. Okay, so that's that. Here's the next paragraph. The governor's Texas Independence Day announcement comes less than 2 weeks after winter storm knocked out power and water. So they're like, we're just gonna leave this here, and you got, we're not gonna do too many. You figure it out, okay?
I don't want cowards teaching my kids. Freedom!
Also important to note, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention still recommends that people still wear masks to help slow the spread as vaccines roll out. Such a dumb time to do this. It's like, hey guys, just a little bit more of being careful, of acting like adults, and you'll be fine, okay? Let's just all act like grown-ups. And this guy's like, but I'm in trouble, and I got to figure out a way to distract from the trouble. President Joe Biden also urged Americans to wear a mask for the first 100 days of his presidency. Hey, don't get started in here, Joe Biden. You're even outdoing these lunatics with your trying to start a war crap, you old goof. You old
Toilets.
You useless old. There goes Joe Biden.
Bye-bye.
Joe.
Bye-bye.
Den. Joe.
Bye-bye.
Den. Get it? Houston doctors were taken aback by the decision. One of them described a PTSD-like feeling while watching Abbott's press conference. Harris County judge, somebody, urged Abbott to rescind the mandate, saying in a letter today that doing so, quote, would be premature and harmful, unquote. So that's the thing, like all the cities are like, and it's really interesting because part of how I found out about this is all the local businesses, I follow a lot of them on Instagram, and I kept seeing these messages that were like, hey dummies, keep your masks on if you come into this place, you pieces of if you come in here, wear a mask, okay? You might be hearing some things, but don't come in here without a mask, and we're doing all the same crap, all the same curbside social distance crap, okay? So what he's really doing is the most like cynical kind of play to the people, the Lauren Boebert, what's that other lady's name? Marjorie. That's a really good first name for if you're pregnant and you're having a baby, and it's a girl or it's a boy or it's an in-betweenster, as I call them. Marjorie. Just go Marjorie on that one. So that's the audience he's going for. He's like, sorry your grandma froze to death, but now you can finally exercise your freedom of strutting right up to the counter at your DQ, coughing into the face of the $7.25 an hour employee, and maskless. Finally, you can exercise that beautiful freedom. But honestly, like another thing that I was thinking about this is there's such a confusion out there. There's such a jumbled identity out there. You know what I mean? It's like, we want to be tough. We all want to be Adam Carolla style tough guys.
I don't want cowards teaching my kids. Everyone's scared.
Everybody wants to be like a tough guy, but they can't, at the same time, the imposition, the responsibility, the tough responsibility of putting on a mask for 10 minutes when you pick up your chicken nugs, when you pick up your chicken tenderoons, that's just too much. I can't carry that weight on my shoulders. I'm like Atlas, and I got to shrug off that responsibility. I mean, my boy is just chaotic. This dude, Abbott, is just like, he's a chaotic boy. This is from 2012 when he was Attorney General. This is wild. Texas Attorney General compares Planned Parenthood to terrorist organization. Listen to this. This is beautiful. The, quote, federal material support statute, unquote, that Abbott mentions. So this is like he found this statute to tie to Planned Parenthood, mentions that he mentions makes it a felony to give money to a terrorist organization. If the funds are specified for non-terrorist activities, Abbott makes the argument that giving Medicaid money to Planned Parenthood for breast cancer screenings, Pap smears, STD testing, and birth control is akin to giving a terrorist organization money for humanitarian activities. My boy is he is a messy, messy boy, this guy. So the other, Texas political figure, I guess you could call this, that's trying to do the exact same I drew a picture of Jesus to his mom thing is Theodore Cruz. I don't know, he gave some speech at some anime convention or something. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, to discuss the Bill of Rights, liberty, and cancel culture, please welcome from the great state of Texas.
The Bill of Rights, liberty, and cancel culture. When George Washington was going across that Delaware, he was like, I'm doing this against cancel culture. Benjamin Franklin, he was big on there's going to be a thing eventually. I wonder how Benjamin Franklin sounded. Like, there's going to be a thing eventually where you'll send messages and it's under a certain amount of characters and you write, ooh, this guy sucks and that guy sucks. If you loseth thy ability to do that, that's our biggest problem.
Texas, Senator Ted Cruz.
CPAC sounds like a medical thing that you need. Oh, my blood sugar is crashing. I need my CPAC. And then you feel better. Or it's like something in a battle royale video game. Like, oh, they dropped the CPAC in the middle of the map.
Are terrified of the rebels who are here. And I'm proud to tell you, Gina Carano is standing with us.
This he holds one of the highest offices, the most important offices in the world, in the country. And he's like, hey, the person who does karate kicks and punches on TVs, she's on our side, guys. Hey! Okay, guys, look, I know you might think that I take things out of context on this channel, and that is a disgusting denigration of this dude. And what I'm about to show you is sick. And Ted Cruz is really going off with some radical messages here. Check this out, guys. Unedited footage. Listen to what this absolute radical Marxist is about to say.
Abolish the police.
What the dude? What?
Toilets. Everyone's scared. Everyone's scared.
I mean, let's hear that again. I don't think I fully...
Abolish the police.
What, dude? Ted Cruz with a pretty radical message here, but all right, if that's what you want to do, okay. This is really sick stuff that he would get up there and say.
Abolish the police. Abolish the police. Freedom!
His message gets even sicker. Check this out.
You can French kiss the guy next to you.
What the hell is what? I'm Christian. You can't see off screen because they're only showing him. There's not a cutaway, but they all started Frenching when he said that. This is sick, man. This is some sick Marquise de Sade crap going on here, and I got zero to do with it. This is some real sick Salo that they got going on here, man. And I, for one, am not here for it, and I ain't having any of it, so talk to the hand, girlfriend. It's actually worse than that. I didn't even show you the full clip. Here we go.
You can French kiss the guy next to you, yelling abolish the police.
This is sick stuff, man. This is sick stuff. This is not what everybody kissing and yelling the abolish the police. This is sick stuff, my friends. Okay, I'm sorry, but it's actually even worse than that, this clip. I cut the clip off too soon. But he's also making claims, health claims in here.
You can French kiss the guy next to you, yelling abolish the police. And no one will get infected.
These are some sick claims. So he's telling me, I've been, been doing all this safety for a long time, a year, and I could have been Frenching people and yelling abolish the police, and nothing would have happened. This is sick stuff. This is sick. I'm out of here. I don't want any. Get off me. I don't really get what this conference is, to be honest, because he's straight up, he like thinks he's on Comic View or something. Like he thinks he's on BET in the late 90s. Here we go.
Can I just stop and say how strange the rules are right now? I want to understand how this virus works. So when you walk in, you got to put your mask on. Sadly, I've got two.
Hey! Here's it. Hey, fellas, am I right? Ladies, masks suck. I have two. Fellas, you ever try to wear a mask and you're trying to do a French kiss? Like I said earlier, I'm Ted Cruz. Fellas, you know how masks be all up and shit? Also, I have some. So I'm saying how bad they are because I know you guys like that, but I'm not going to get involved.
You walk in, you got to put your mask on. You sit down, you take your mask off. See, apparently the virus is actually connected to elevation.
Motherfuckers are trying to say that I can't take fracking money. Yeah, right. Ladies, you know when your state's all f***ed up and you're trying to go to Cancun to escape? It's got to be like, that crowd has to be like, what the average age is, what, like 98? Could you imagine being a young person and you're like sitting there? I love this. What a genius idea. What a genius idea. I get caught and go viral acting like an absolute coward and lunatic. I know the way to get back. Poorly timed jokes. Comedy. But he just starts like yelling and stuff. He's like, my energy level is gonna like bring me back from like plummeting approval ratings. Okay, they did cut away here, and yeah, it looks like the average audience age is let's just say the average audience age should not be there, and they should definitely have a mask on. They are putting themselves at extreme risk to see Ted Comic View Cruz do some of his mask material. So, yeah, the rest of it gets pretty sick. I don't want to play it. From what I remember, he says death to America at the end. He burned an American flag, and he was playing like G.G. Allen music in the background. It got interesting. I would say it got better, but, well, what can you do? So I'm proud to be an American where at least I know I'm free. I live in Texas, and these colors don't run and don't tread on me because, my frankly, is to tread on other people. Specifically service workers, people who work in hotels and restaurants. I'm trying to tread all up on that with coughs and germs and particles. So that's what we're doing in Texas. And you guys should come visit. We'll get some queso, we'll cough in it, and then we'll eat it. It actually makes it better. It adds a salty element to it that Gordon Ramsay would get it, but you wouldn't, okay? Well, anyway, guys, I love you very much. I'm really proud of everybody. And, in general, don't denigrate your dudes. Treat your dudes with some, I would say de-denigrate your dudes. Undenigrate them, okay? Undenigrate your community of dudes. And I will see you on the flippity flop, my ding dongs.
Bye, 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 bye.
Hey, everybody, and thanks so much for watching this video. Like all the other YouTube and podcast perverts, I now have a Patreon. Every week on this Patreon, I'm uploading 2 Patreon exclusive shows. They're like real shows, more produced, more edited. One of them is a behind the scenes show where I reveal all the secrets and YouTube scams that I'm doing. And the other one, I just reveal my innermost dark, cringe secrets.
And at the top level,
you can even become a producer of the show and get your name handwritten, hand art, hand drawn at the end of every episode. So if that's something that you are interested in, check it out
on Patreon.
I'll put a link in the, what is the thing called? In the description, I guess. So thank you so much, even if you don't. Thanks for watching this video. I know it's hard to get through these things, but I appreciate you.
This show would be absolute garbage without the producers. Kyle, High Level,
Ideas.
Hopper, Albert Ellers Ood, Kitty Hooch. Hi, I'm Kitty Hooch. Abby, I don't want cowards teaching my kid green. Tristan, Dominic, Guzman, Jane Spade. Jessica, a lot of problems stepping off. King Friday, Laura, Campbell, Rajawa, Nefatsu, Gustav Van Betten, Camilla, Young Slampy, Brian Hernandez, CS. Hey, is that CS? I don't know. Oh wait, yeah, it is CS. Okay, great. Dogs and kisses. Blistered thumb. Bree Gutierrez. Pixels green. Pick green. Old man Shia. And our favorite name so far, Hard Farter. I hope you're okay, Hard Farter. That sounds
The muscular class.
like a problem, to be honest. And a very special thanks to Mr. Quarth, Micah G, Mike Mort Calypso, Roberto Vera. Who's that? What? Oh, it's Carl Hochmuth, or Hochmuth. I don't know, Carl, tell me how to say it. Love you! Terza. And don't cancel me for, I'm just reading a name, okay? Tardmaster. Annihilate. And special guest, Stabster Bait. Kevin Jigaleski. Oh, who's that? Oh, it's Mac. You know it's Mac. You can tell it's him. Krill Will. And we got D-Pad Chad. Burn Dubuel. Jake T. Sebastian Delgadillo. Charlotte Glass. CEO of the muscular class. Beth Van Diver.
I'm sorry about that, Beth. You know I love you.
Ray Anthony Cox. Eden Joy. Derek Stoker. Apollo Crow. Liz. Martin Lee. Chelsea G. Derek Jesus Christ Wilson. Matt Rowe. Thank you to these beautiful, gorgeous, muscular, soaked up, showering probably 10 to 11 times a day producers.